Today we are going to be studying circular flow of income. Circular flow of income simply means the flow of monetary value from different sectors in an economy, better still in the economy of a country. Now let's look at the board and see the kind of model that we are using to depict our circular flow. Now for the models, we have two-sector model, we have three-sector model, and we have four-sector model of the circular flow of income. If we are to combine just the household and the firm, we have a two-sector model, as simple as that. Now, this is where it begins. We have the household supplying factors of production to the firm, and these factors of production are in form of the land, the capital, the labor, and the entrepreneur. Now, in reward for the factors supplied, the firm rewards the household, and the reward is called factor income. Okay, now we have the factor income to be the rent, the interest, the wages, and the profit. So the household supplies factors of production to the firm, and the firm in turn rewards the household with the factor income, which are in form of the rent, interest, wages, and profits. Alright, that is the gamut that occurred around this part of the circular flow of income, the two-sector model. And now from this angle, we have the household using the monies that they probably, let me use the word get, from the firm to purchase goods and services. So now this is the expenditure part, where they are giving the money out to the firm, and this is the firm in response giving the goods and services back to the household in form of materials and services. Alright, so from this point we can actually deduce that this is a two-sector model, because this is just basically the interaction between the firm and the household. What brings these away from two-sector model to three-sector model is the inclusion of government sector. Now, the government sector taxes the household, and once tax is being charged from probably the rent or the interest or the wage or the profits, then there is a leakage out of the economy. So the flow of money out of the economy is called leakage, and one of the leakage that we can actually have in the economy, so let's put here, these are leakages. So as we're saying, one of the leakages that we can have in an economy is tax. Tax takes money out of the economy. Leakages are also known as withdrawal. Now that is for the leakage part of the government inclusion, and for the injection we have government expenditure. Now government expenditure is an injection into the economy because the government buys goods and services from the economy. So here we can have injection. Injections. Right? Okay. So when government buys goods and services from the economy, we have the firm accruing profits from that venture. I hope we get that. Now, once we've explained this, we have actually explained a three-sector model of the circular flow of income. Now, once we add foreign economies or foreign nationals buying goods and services from our country, or we exporting or selling our goods out to other country, then we have increased the scope of the circular flow. So this time around, it is no longer just the household and the firm. It's no longer just household, firm, and government. It is now household, firm, government, and the, let's say, the foreign countries or the international economy at large. Hope we get that. All right. So export is an injection into the economy. How is export an injection into the economy? Once firms supply goods and services out of the economy, what we get in return is revenue. We get monies back from other countries. So that is actually an injection to our economy. And on the other hand, we have import. Now, import means we giving out money out of our economy that serves as a leakage. In fact, that is one of the major problems of, in quotes, the underdeveloped countries. A lot of imports, but no export. Four sector model now, right? Okay. Now, individual and firm can also decide to save parts of their income, and that serves as a leakage from the economy. All right, that explains the 4, the 3, and the 2 sector model of the circular flow. All right, all these are in an attempt to make this conclusion. The first conclusion is on economic growth, and the second conclusion is on GDP methods. Now, we have the G denoting government expenditure, the X denoting export, the I denoting investment. Now, these investments are investments in capital goods by the citizen or the people in the country, okay? So, when the injection is greater than the withdrawal, which is taxation, import, and savings, we are going to be having increased economic growth. Let's just use the symbol increased economic growth. So when this happens, that injections, that's the money that are coming into the economy through government expenditure, through exports, and through investments are more than the monies going out of the economic growth, then we can make a deduction that there is a positive increase in economic growth. Now, another scenario is the injection being less than the leakages. So when the injections are less than the leakages, we say that there is decreased economic growth. We have decreased economic growth. Now, the third scenario is that when the injections are equal to the leakages, we call this the macroeconomic equilibrium. We have equilibrium here. Equilibrium. Oh, it's a macroeconomic equilibrium. I hope that is clear enough for viewing. Okay, we have the conclusion based on the GDP method. I think from here now we can deduce that once the injection is greater than the leakages, we have economic growth. Once the injection is less than the withdrawal or leakages, we say that there is decreased economic growth. And when the government or the injections in summary and the leakages are equal to each other, we say that this macroeconomic equilibrium. Now, for the GDP methods, this is one way to calculate GDP using the output method or output approach. So let me just put here /approach. So GDP measures the monetary value of all goods and services in an economy. If we are to actually use the output approach to measure GDP, then we are going to be checking all goods and services produced by the firm. That means we'll be looking at the goods, and we'll be looking with regard to the goods and services that are being sold to the household. And that is this point of the circular flow. So the value, the monetary value of that goods and services is what is being recorded as GDP using output approach or method. Now, using income method, we just go to the circular flow of income and we select the factor income. So when we combine all rents, all interests, all wages, and all profits earned in the economy, that gives us the income method of the GDP. And if we have to calculate this calculate GDP using the output method or using the income method, is going to give us the same thing. Now, for the expenditure method, we're just going to come to the consumer expenditure, which will be the third one. So we just look at the money that is being sold or the money that is being gotten by the firm. Okay, you know what? Let's use this as an example. For example, I went to get this marker from the market. I'm going to be giving out money, right, to the firm, and that serves as an income to the firm. So that money that I have given out, that is my expenditure. So looking at the consumer expenditure, or all consumer expenditure all over the entire country. You know, we are studying macroeconomics here. So looking at all consumer expenditure will actually give us a sum total of the GDP, and that is GDP using the expenditure method. I hope we've been able to summarize and learn what circular flow of income is using the 2-sector model, the 3-sector model, and the 4-sector model. Thank you. It would be nice for you to like our video and subscribe to. Thank you so much. See you next time.